of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their star is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, heavily divided country, a very tough economy in a country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy in a country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the economic woes, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, economic conundrum, the economic quagmire. The suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. Quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. Suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
You'll get your criminal, you'll get your new criminal that you're supporting. You'll get your new criminal that you're supporting. NCA, and now your new criminal that Joseph Baga. And after the king, I will never sit down and support things that will destroy that country. Like I always say, I love the country for everybody else. But sometimes people can do this with people who you love. You now recognize the love you get for them. I'll do nonsense. You can get this. So you get this, you pioneer them, but you still have compassion. Joseph Boakala rule, my people. Joseph Boakala rule. Let me tell you this. Whether Joseph Boakala strong, not strong, I didn't make Joseph Boakala strong. And when Joseph Boakala rule, I have to start talking it. Start talking it now. I need to start talking it now. So at least Joseph Boakala will change. At least he will say, "Oh, Prophet Key on my back, that man on my back." At least he will change. I will start talking it now. Let me tell you, Joseph Boakala, old man. If you understand about con artists in the criminal world, when an old man is in criminal world, he can succeed because his old age can oppress him. His old age, when he shows say with old age, any jump can believe in him.
The moment Omer become president of Liberia, so we are concretely here beginning to Chipaka. The day of that Topaka went to my house in province. If I laugh, why my Western thing us here? Topaka walked downstairs with 75,000 United States dollars. The day of that Topaka went to my house in province. If I laugh, why my Western thing us here? Topaka walked downstairs with 75,000 United States dollars. They tell you also to pack went to my house in Provi. If I lack, why my Western saying come outside here? To pack walk downstairs with 75,000 United States dollars. They tell you also to pack went to my house in Provi. If I lack, why my Western saying come outside here? To pack walk downstairs with 75,000 United States dollars. They tell you also to pack went to my house in Provi. If I lack, why my Western saying come outside here? Joe Parker walked downstairs with 75,000 United States dollars. They tell you also Joe Parker went to my house in Provi. If I lack, why my Western saying come outside here? Joe Parker walked downstairs with 75,000 United States dollars. Today, Joe Parker, you personally. I did too much good. You know what I'm going through? You know what I mean? For your children to be out of house? You know what I mean? I used to sit downstairs for a cough to wear because of Joe Parker. I went to my Ellen Johnson Salif. For the case. Joseph Parker, I get conscious that somebody would have chat. My man died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to Johnson Salif. I went to my Ellen Johnson Salif for the case. Parker. I went to my Ellen Johnson Salif. For the case. Joseph Parker, I get conscious. I went to my Ellen Johnson Salif for the case. Joseph Parker, I get conscious. Ellen Johnson Salif. I went to my Ellen Johnson Salif for the case. Joseph Parker, I get conscious. Ellen Johnson Salif. I went to my Ellen Johnson Salif for the case. Joseph Parker, I get conscious. That somebody would have chat. My man died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to call me and say, Marie, have my sympathy. Is that how much you hate me, Joe Parker? I died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to call me and say, Marie, have my sympathy. Now somebody would have chat. My man died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to call me and say, Marie, have my sympathy. My man died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to call me and say, Marie, have my sympathy. My man died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to call me and say, Marie, have my sympathy. My man died. Joseph Parker, I tell film that day to call me and say, Marie, have my sympathy. Is that how much you hate me, Joe Parker? Is that how much what have I done to you in this world that you decide to plug my heart?
You will not believe it, what they did to Moruba Molu. Moruba Molu today. One of the reasons he leaving CDC, they recorded Molu, they pay somebody to kill Moruba Molu. They recorded Moruba Molu, the drugs Moruba Molu food, and recorded Moruba Molu butt naked. Because of that, because Molu was not happy for this kind of opportunity that lost in the country, that could have created thousands of jobs. In fact, 6,000 jobs was to be created in Grand Bassa County. The lubricant factory, the tank farm, and the Bikema port. The people, in fact, the owner of that company is the brother of the president of Bulgaria.
Not true. I don't understand that. There has been no situation, not even close to any situation of the similarity that Joseph described. I was never drugged. I was never threatened by a group of seditions or any member of the party. As a matter of fact, there has been historically proven that seditions will even give themselves to be burnt, they will give their life to protect their leaders. I enjoyed 6 years of uninterrupted peace. I'm one of the most blessed political personalities that eroded or led the political party for 6 years without a single protest as party chairman. Where partisans did not only show love but show commitment to respect and support. For 6 years, Egyptians showed me so much love and support.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
To God, the creator and sustainer of the universe, who keeps watch over us day and night, in spite of our imperfections. We stay demonstrate his unconditional love through providence, providential care, grace, and protection. We are grateful. So, be God, the Creator, Almighty. Today is Thursday, the 14th day of August. We are grateful to be in this day. Let me welcome all of you, a great people. Yes, you're so great. Every day, through our partners, we try to bring you out of whatever the situation you find yourself in, that you can give a testimony unto yourself and unto people. The King's Cash giveaway, 10,000 today, 5 in 10, 15,000. You want to hit that jackpot by playing just 200 Liberian dollars for $1.50 US, and you can have that 15,000 Liberian dollars, which can do so much. You want to take advantage of it, it's up to you. Everyone's destiny is in his or her hand for grabs. If you can exert yourself, you're not going to get it. If you exert yourself by faith, then you can have 15,000 Liberian dollars. We remind you every day you've done well, you stay doing well. We can appreciate you the most. Please continue to drop in the basket. We are fully aware of your generosity, your goodwill, your kindness. Just as God said, never get worried doing good. He didn't say not, he said never get worried. That means don't get tired along the way. Don't say because I have given whatever my contribution, so I'm not going to do anything again. He said keep on doing. And as you do, you'll get the reward for your good, because every good goes with blessing. There isn't any goodwill that is not returned with blessing. Every goodwill is returned with blessing. So Please bless us, continue to bless us as we bless you in return with gratitude. And then God ultimately blesses you with what He thinks you should have. That's how it works with Him. The numbers are on the screen: 0777885 885. That's 055 0777017 Asata Miller, Red Light, James Doka, Emmanuel Kanga, Duazon, Magebe County, Emmanuel, there's William Massaquoi, USA, Navarro's M. Thank you for coming on. And I knew that you were kind of busy or not faring too well. That's why you were off, either one of the two, but it's good that you are on. Navarro's M from Toronto. And thank you so much for everything that you have done and continue to do for us here. We can help but appreciate you so very kindly, and every other person or persons who have been of help to us. Thank you all. Navarro's M, thank you so much. We appreciate everything that you have done and still continue to do. You are a very good man. We can help but bless God for you. Elizabeth Thomas, Waterside, Johnson Dolly, New Jersey, your residence. Ambassador Walter Morgan, CDC regular intellectual militant, in man as Ezekiel Johnson, Chicken Soup Factory, Dubon Hill, Charlotte, North Carolina, USA, Philip Nangbe, Dallas, Texas, Richard Camus, Solowat Corsia, Gardnersville, Zia Yema, Gabo. The woman is not a liar. No liar will come up boldly. But if the woman is lying, according to you, because you say the woman is lying, so let's assume that you are a unity party person, then let the man whom she accused of giving 75,000 United States dollars and did so much for him come out to say it is a lie. And she put him to the challenge. She's ready to explain a lot more. Why the guys at the information ministry and other places, they can't deny it. That woman is economic czar. She is financially balanced. Don't try her. She has a lot more to say about Walker. So you leave it as it is. Murphy Heenan, Malu Fofana, 20th Street, Moses Ricks, Johnsonville, Kisi Cam, Henry Toll, Junior, Masare Abdullah, Dinah Dennett, Manhattan, New York City. My Baka fan, the season is about to open. We're playing this weekend, Dinah. Just so you know that, get all of your Barcelona materials. We're playing this weekend. We'll secure the first 3 points. The registration of our new goalkeeper, Jean Garcia, I think has already taken place. The next person is Marcus Rashford. Then we get set. But we are playing this weekend, Dinah. Southeastern sister Claudia Addison, you are on from Delaware. The USA, Juju Oneware, Usman Saul from the Business Center, Galley Street, Morovia, Patience Wisner, Lynch Street, Abraham Krumah, the roving man, the keke man from one end to another, Juan Momolu from your business center, Gala Street, behind the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. Yes, all of you, the names are just long. The president has just come on. The everlasting president, the down to earth president. Romancio Latupan, Cannibal, or Rico, Fall Short has just come on. Good to have you on, Mr. Chairman. very good man. You want to identify with him, be in his presence. He cuts across all race, culture, behavioral traits of all people. Romancio Latupa, very, very popular, very, very popular. It's good to have you on the show. Daha Jawian, yes, but party doesn't serve as obstacle in his life to block other people. Whether you are a sedition, you are UPs, you are MC, MPC, whatever, he sees everybody as human beings despite the political difference, and everybody gets along well with him. He gets along well with everybody. That's good. So he celebrates his birthday on the 23rd. He never missed out on things. 88.5. I think it is the only radio station that he listens to and watches. Yeah. Alongside his boy, Jackson C. Pony from Block C, also a member of Block 13 Intellectual Center. Good to have all of you guys on. Time is of the essence. Let's get started. Things are not well with the government. They're trying to portray it that like things are okay. It's hard. The battle is on. They are fighting to prove a point. We are not fighting to prove a point. We are only being honest, sincere, portraying our nationalistic and patriotic personality as citizens of the country to tell the story as we see it. And not only us talking, but the international community is also talking. They are denying, and the international community will join us to speak honestly to what is unfolding in Liberia. Those of you who would say we are against, yes, we take that as a compliment as long as it brings Liberia or it makes society better. We accept that as a compliment. So you can say all that you can say, whatever, whichever way. No, we aren't intimidated. We aren't scared. We aren't uncomfortable. We aren't discouraged because we are all citizens of this country. So, where do we get started? Well, the Liberian investigator is reporting something that you need to know. According to the paper, it got its credible information from people within Joseph Yeman Boakai's office. Now, I want you to please follow the trend. This is not to say the others aren't credible. They are. The Liberian investigator has been coming up with some deep things from within the government. The president hasn't denied it. His information people have not come out a day to say what the Liberian investigator has reported is not true. The Front Page Africa will come up with some deep things. They wouldn't come to deny it, but they will go and say, we are is this, we are not coming back to power because they don't want you to focus on those things. Corruption is under the president's feet. Corruption is in the president's office. Corruption is within the corridor of the president. Corruption is external, various ministries and agencies. You tend to wonder what really is happening. Have they actually rescued the country or rescue themselves with the opportunity that they came in with? The paper is reporting that it got credible evidence from people within Joseph Yeman Boakai office, what it calls insider accounts that show why the multi-million dollars biometric identification project came to a stop. abruptly. You remember they were hasting with this thing. They were running here and there, giving people ultimatum. You should do this in 1 week. If you don't have a biometric identification card, you will not do business. No institution will do business with you. You will not have access to bank. You will not have access to government office. You will not have access to any form of interaction. So people were pulling in. People were so anxious, curious to get that because of the the Revelation 13 demand. You know what Revelation 13 is? That's what it called. You will not, if you don't have the mark of the beast, you will not buy, you will not sell, nobody will interact with you, you will have no access to bank, neither will bank have access to you, you will not interact with certain people, you will just be banished from society until you can have the mark. So that mark in modern days that they insisted you should get in the space of a week, the biometric card. Only to realize that something was happening underground that Joseph Yema Boakai did not know was all about corruption. So they were hasting. The papers is saying or reported that the whole issue was not about anything technical or legal difficulties. No, but it was about demands from some of the government officials that they needed money, they solicited bribe. And somebody linked the information or notified the president. It was there and then that he put a halt to it. Mhm. He put a stop to all the activities, and then he went on to set up a review committee after this group, which is Austrian contractor. How they call OESD International GmbH. What did they do? They refused to give any money to those government officials that were asking them for bribe. According to the paper quoting some top officials within Boakai's office, the National Identification Registry had already secured permission from the Public Procurement and Concession Commission to engage OESD and even sign an agreement. Before work could begin, some officials of the government in Joseph Yema Boakai office, Unity Party government, rescuers, the holy of holies, the sacrosanct, the immaculate, the righteous, the purity, demanded, meaning they're asking for bribe, demanded 120,000 United States dollars from the company. 120,000 United States dollars from the company. What did they do? The company refused. The company refused to pay that money. The company refused. Listen, God said in John 8:7 to the guys who came presenting themselves as rescuers, he who hasn't sinned, meaning he who has no fault completely, sees himself as spotless, meaning clean from inside, should demonstrate that by throwing the first stone. Unity Party came in with that, the throwing, accused came of the accusation, because they brought accusation against the woman so that they will execute capital punishment by stoning her to death. So God said, no problem. I have no problem whatsoever with the capital punishment. But before we get that executed, can we assess ourselves, since you guys are the ones making the accusation? Let the person who is clean, is not corrupt, has no immoral conduct, did not request bribe, and has no intention of requesting bribe, be the first to throw the stone. Within themselves, they knew they had imperfection. I'm saying this to tell you that's what Unity Party is. They said yesterday that bribes were all over the place. So they portray it like they are so clean, they are so spotless, they can take bribe. Nothing of what happened in we as government can happen in the government. 120,000. Now, this is a situation that Boaga is trying to manage. If you heard the president moving in to put a stop to the biometric stuff until it is properly arranged, then they will make an announcement for a reloaded start. Let me use the word reloaded. They brought reload. No, they did not bring in reloaded. Reloaded was brought in by Michael, a Liberian journalist. That is his name, Michael Reloaded Robert. So they took that. That is not Unity Party brand. They stole that brand. Michael Reloaded Robert can sue them for intellectual property breach or stealing. That thing, Reloaded, that our journalist, that's how we call him for several years. They never had anything called Reloaded. That is the guy's name, Michael Reloaded Robert. They requested 120,000 according to the paper, people in Boaga office. So Boaga say, your poor start to that thing, let's look at it good. The embarrassing part, he does not want to suspend because he will be exposing and everybody would know that they requested bribe, the same thing they were saying of CDC officials, they're doing it. That's the reason the biometric stuff is on hold. Certain officials of the government say, you give us this amount before you can do this, you can do that. 120,000, substantial amount of money they requested. And this is criminal, even though it hasn't been proven yet, but this is the information out. The president doesn't want to come out to suspend XYZ because he's embarrassed of the suspension now. People have criticized him. They condemn him. His former boss, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, criticized him, telling him that suspension doesn't show leadership. It only to say, go and sit down. When you have rested, you come back. You cannot be suspending people who it is proven that they are, and then people who have lighter situation, you relieve them. They demanded bribe. The next pointer that I can share with you, don't be surprised if you hear the name Liberia in it. The United States government is getting closer to announcing several African and some European countries visa restriction. Please do not be surprised when you hear this. I should report to you that Liberia has made no significant progress with what they were told to do. They are still hoping on mercy that the United States government will temper justice with mercy. They've made no significant progress. It is the United States Department of State, Bureau of Foreign Affairs, has made it clear as a reminder that the US government is taking steps to impose visa restrictions on several African, Cuban, and Grenadian government officials complicit in the Cuban regime coerced forced labor expert scheme. Marco Rubio, he said, we are committed to ending this practice. Countries who are complicit in this exploitative practice should think twice. That would take us to Black Thursday. Black Thursday. Today is Thursday, the 14th. Black Thursday. Black Thursday. Today is Black Thursday. Do you have on your black? Well, black coat, black dress, black gown, but you should have on your black. Black. Do you have on any black? Well, today is Black Thursday. Today is condolence or book signing day. President Boakai led his officials, every one of them in black, to sign the book of condolence over the remains of his late or his minister of state. Can't say late again because when you say, yeah. So today is Black Thursday. Do you know? Please follow the trend. Thursday seems not to be a good day. Those who started wearing black every Thursday, they have brought something to this country. Do you know, from human perspective, we say black is a universal color. But do you know, from God's perspective, black is cursed. Black is not the color of God. The Bible presents God's color, which is blessing, purity, light, white. Nowhere in the Bible, even that line the brought on Jesus' ascension is a Black Friday. Very few people can use that, but very many Christians, pastors, other people, they don't use Black Friday. Black is the color of the devil. That's how it is presented by God. If you have people in Liberia, for whatever the reason, every Thursday they wear black. It symbolizes curse or evil. Black is not good for a country. Black is the color of the devil. White is the color of God. They wore black 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks or 1 week, say no to drugs, which we get to, and then what happened? 4 boys gone. Others mentally deranged. Today, they in black all over the place again. So the president led his officials to sign the book of condolence. But it's not just that. The main thing is what we told you on Monday this week. There is every likelihood we want to believe that the body of Grisby will not come to Liberia. Yes. We reported to you on Monday, giving the information we received that the wife of the late Minister of State for Presidential Affairs is uncomfortable. What the uncomfortability is about, it is not out yet, but the information has it that she communicated with the Liberian government that her husband's body will not come to Liberia. The ceremony will be held in the United States and he will be buried in the United States. Please, people, pause for a while. I want you to think with me carefully. We follow the trend of events. We equally look at the political features and bring out the sophistry. You know what? Sophistry is a kind of thinking where sometimes we can say propaganda, but it's not exclusively propaganda, but it's kind of idea that you use to deceive people, to take people away from the real issue. It's presented in a way that you will believe, if you're not critical, what they are sending across. It's a deceptive act. Over the days, that's what they try to do. But yeah, our kings, we're not running after the dollars. We are principally concerned about making Liberia better. So our $1 or $2, we are comfortable with it. We satisfy. The Bible says, be content. We don't need to have millions of dollars. If we have any technical problem, we ask you to help us as we have done with you, and you're being very honest. So they try the best they can to sway the public understanding from that, not to be critical, not to sense anything. Bam! CDC eviction. They thought that it was going to take the attention. God said no. But if the people coming out with CDC eviction from their headquarters, you want to remind them of what is happening between they and the wife of the late Grisby. And God goes on to say, do you know that the situation with Grisby wife and the Liberian government is grave, disgraceful? Then you think CDC eviction? And they know that very well. So they will leave that. They will not want to raise any concern. We as a government, individual minister, why? Why wouldn't this man bother be brought to Liberia as we saw with every other government official or officials, which is the normal tradition? Why? None of them. But they are writing, they are putting those AI stuff, which it means nothing, absolutely. The main issue here in journalism, this is it. Why Grisby body, according to what we have received, will not come to Liberia to go through the normal tradition? It means something has happened. The wife is uncomfortable. The wife is vexed that led her to take the decision. 2, we can sense that the government conceded that it is true what the wife said or the information we've got by the government's conceding. What is that concession, Sam Andrews? Look at what they put out. Here is the pattern. We have seen this over the years. One of the reasons you are alive to live, to see, and gain experience and knowledge, exposure. We have seen it over the years that the body is brought to Liberia. We will have the government releasing the itinerary when the body will be brought in. the funeral home it will be taken to, and then when the state funeral and the itinerary who will go in first, the XYZ people, the other people, they will go in first, and then lastly, the president will see all those things. We want to believe the information we got, reportedly, what the wife said, to be true. With the government confirming by their release. AB read this to your last name, we'll read it again. So you'll know. So people know that we ain't lying. We're not against Bwaka and his government. We are citizens. We ought to say honestly what we see, what we know, and what is not beneficial for the country, what is beneficial for the country. The government confirmed. This is a confirmation. I've just explained how it goes. All of us know, we have seen it, we have read government's itinerary. The president will do this, the vice president will come at this time, the speaker and deputy speaker and members of the 55th legislature will arrive at this time. The chief justice and associate justices of the Supreme Court will arrive at this time. Or you see, they will release the itinerary, because the reason they can do that so that people will adjust. When they were having the reburial of Doe and the burial of Nese Doe, that last minute time they released the itinerary, they release it early. And the government don't release itinerary in piecemeal. No. Government itinerary is released 1/4. That means when it is out, nothing is going to be changed. They will not bring the first part. After that, when the burial coming closer, then they bring the second part. When the body arrives in Liberia, then they bring the second part announcement. No. Everything is arranged. That's government, that institution. And then that's what the public will go by. So you hear people in the public space. The burial of the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Grisby, will be at this time. There will be a state funeral. His body will be lie in state at just that. You hear people talking on the street. It's because they see it on their phone. They hear radio stations, reading that. They hear it in the newscast. So they know that it is departing. This time around, nothing like that. Nothing. They're not saying. This statement I'm about to read from the executive mansion from Bwaka office, it did not say anything of the the arrival of the body, the where he will be lying instead. Nothing. Everything book of condolence. It is a disgrace. Please listen. Executive Mansion, Republic of Liberia, for immediate release. That's what they say, for immediate release. And it is out. That means it passed through her office. They sent it to her to put it out. That is her responsibility. Anthony at law. Press Secretary Kula Fofana. Kula Yen Fofana. Presidential Press Secretary. August 13. Today is the 14th. Government announces arrangements for signing of book of condolence for late Minister Sylvester M. Grisby. You get the caption? If you have been following the trend of government officials who pass away and the body is coming to Liberia, it will be rare like this. Government of Liberia announces the funeral arrangement for, we have seen it. I think tomorrow I need to bring 1 or 2 samples so you will see. This one, the import there, burial. There's the funeral arrangement and burial. Executive Mansion, Morovia. The government of Liberia, through the office of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Sarah Beslow Yanti, announces the official arrangements for the signing of the book of condolence in honor of the late Honorable Sylvester M. Grisby, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, former Minister of State without portfolio, former Superintendent of Sino County, and former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. The signing ceremony will take place on Thursday, August 14, at the Palace of the Executive Mansion from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the following sequence. In the following sequence. His Excellency Joseph Yeman Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, and members of the Cabinet, the Vice President and members of the Senate, the Speaker and members of the House of Representatives, Her Honor the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court, the Doyen and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Consular Corps, and heads of international organizations, government officials, former government officials, and members of the clergy. From Friday, August 15, until the day of the funeral, the book of condolences will be open to the public at the C. Cesar Dennis Auditorium, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where Honorable Grisby served a significant part of his professional career. Additionally, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will open books, Revelation 30, will open books of condolence at all Liberian missions abroad on Thursday, August 14. As a mark of respect and national mourning, President Boakai has directed that the national flag be flown at half-mast across the Republic until the burial of the late minister. The government of Liberia calls on all stakeholders, friends, and the general public to join in this solemn tribute and honor the legacy and dedicated service of Honorable Sylvester M. Grisby to the nation. Signed, Anthony Atlaw, Press Secretary, Presidential Press Secretary, Kula, Bona, Yen, Fofana. You see anything about burial? If the body was coming to Liberia, it will be indicated. If they can indicate all of these significant elements of the arrangement, why would they leave out the body when it is coming to Liberia, which funeral home it will be taken to, and why did they leave all of those out? So one of the reasons could be that, yes, the woman communicated with the government. So don't indicate anything of a burial yet or the body coming to Liberia. Let's use the time to keep talking to her, persuading her, allowing her to see reason so that she will give in for the body to be brought to Liberia for state burial. Probably that could be one of the reasons why they did not mention it. Want to use the space to appeal to the woman, to persuade her, allow her to see reason for the body to be brought to Liberia. If the body isn't brought to Liberia and he's buried in the United States, will be a shame and disgrace. Moreover, it will give that suspicion that people have that something happened somewhere. True. People will use that suspicion as justification to tell other, you see that? Did the body come to Liberia? Why didn't they bring the body to Liberia? We agree the woman has the right, the woman has the final say, the husband has the final say. But if nothing happened, why would this woman disagree or refuse to allow the body to come to Liberia? And they will be right with their suspicion. And this is a disgrace. If If this is true, I hope that it is not. I hope it is not. But assume that the body is not brought to Liberia and the government just signed book of condolence will be the first time in the history of Liberia since 1822 up to 1847, from 1847 to 2024 will be the 2025, the first time. And this, whether you like it or not, you look at it carefully, it will be a disgrace to the government. Having served, forget about the other governments that he served, but rescue. Boakai said this man was his friend from CW 8 days and his brother. Yes, I believe that because I saw the long time photographs. That's true. That one, there's no doubt about it. People get along for years, from high school days all the way to university. Out of university, they part ways, but they still remain in touch. At a certain time, they reconnect again. It is the normal. I saw several photographs of he and Grisby. So I believe that when he said Grisby was his longtime friend and brother, I believe that. And you know, the Minister of State is always the confidant to the president. The Minister of State is not just anybody. That's why you see names coming up, and Unity Party people very careful. The Minister of State is that person who manages, who runs the day-to-day affairs of the president. That person is always a confidant. It is not just anybody that can go over there. That person manages the presidency and the president's life. Oh yes, that not anybody can go there, but we'll get to that. What I'm telling you, the information seems to be true. What we heard that the body will not come, as evident by what the government presented. Yeah. That will be doing it for that. Before we get to to Councillor Kofa, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, this break, please. Before we get to Councillor Kofa, let's have this break. Then we can, after, get to the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. The propaganda is not working. The guys are eating money from Unity Party. It is not just working. Let's have this. If you will allow anybody to think of you that way in life, well, then you are dumb. Let's get to the former Speaker of the House of Representatives. This group called Bunker Drake Group of Companies, through their CEO, Elton Jones, took to the airwave this morning to say that the speaker took money from them. Until now, he hasn't paid 12,000 United States dollars or more. And they are demanding him to pay the money. The guy explained it in a way like the former speaker duped the company. Are you people following the trend, when people look at it? Ask yourself, why these people who are educated, in whatever way, would they want these things to happen to them? If people are just coming with wave of accusations, vilifications, attacks against them, you want to ask yourself why all of these things are directed at people who align or are part of or associate with CDC and George Weah. Why are people coming out which in their rational self would not want people to say of them. You sense that they're allowing themselves to be used as surrogates to damage a certain individual and institution. You follow the trend? Wickedness in high place. Some people just put themselves at the disposal of other people to be used as surrogates against people. And that's what you see of most of these people. Nobody is talking about the other people. Almost everybody directing all the accusations, the allegation, whatever, against people associated with the Congress of Democratic Change. We are follow the trend. Look at it. The guy went on Unity Party radio station today. He went on Unity Party radio station that is owned by Patrick Horner and made those outlandish accusations. The former speaker in his rational self sought the law by taking the institution to court. Where is the legal document? All right. Today is what? The 14th. The International Law Group has now gone to court so that the guy will prove how the speaker duped him, the former speaker duped him of over 12,000. Here is the communication. August 14, yesterday is the 14th. Buncombe J Group of Companies. Elton John's CEO, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference: demand for retraction or production of evidence of alleged loan by former Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. Dear Mr. Jones, we write on behalf of our client, former Speaker J. Fonati Kofa, in reference to a publication circulated by your institution, Punch TV Live, and attributed to you as CEO of Buncombe J Group of Companies. In said publication, you allege that our client took a loan of US 12,500 United States dollars from your company in 2024, that this year, 2024, and has deliberately refused to pay back the loan. You further stated your intention to initiate legal action should he not comply. This statement, as publicly disseminated, is injurious to the reputation of our client and constitutes a grave allegation which, if unfounded, amounts to defamation. And there's the conclusion. Amounts to defamation. We therefore hereby demand the following: immediate production of proof of the alleged indebtedness, including but not limited to: 1. A signed loan agreement. 2. Payment disbursement records. 3. Acknowledgement of receipt. 4. Any related communication between your institution and our client as it relates to the alleged loan, or, in the absence of such evidence, an unreserved public retraction of your statement using the same medium and prominence with which the original statement was made. Please note that failure to comply with either of the above within 5 days from the date of this letter will leave us no alternative but to pursue legal remedies available under the laws of the Republic of Liberia, including, but not limited to, a defamer's suit and injunctive relief. Yours faithfully is Safua M. Gray, partner, International Law Group. So that's it. That's it. Just thought to share that with you. It's a developing story. They said the speaker took loan, United States dollars, 12,500 United States dollars, and he has defaulted on payment, meaning he hasn't paid the money. So his lawyers are saying, no problem. Please provide all of the documents, everything, every piece of paper, provide everything. Let's go through it. If it is proven that our client did take loan, as the documents will prove, we will tell him, please look for money and settle your loan. But if not, then you will have to stay in court to prove that. So let's go to what unfolded last week, almost 2 weeks now, but let's take it up last week. There was this march on the Capitol, the march on the Capitol with the cliche, say no to drugs. We share our opinion, and people disagreed with us. They felt that we were in opposition to an initiative with significant national implication. Moreover, we were politicizing it. They did not realize that we were speaking from experience. If you overlook experiential knowledge in life, you will have almost everything you're doing wrong. They say experience is the best teacher. You learn a lot. What that means is it helps you to develop a good plan for the future. We've been in this country. We've seen how government after government have not been successful to clamp down on drugs of all kinds as the citizens we want, because it is either from the system or it's from the outside by professionalism. Professionalism means the way people do things, the way they bring it, their creativity in the country. Anything that you do creatively, successfully, whether negative or positive, is professional. That's what it means, your idea. Just days after that publicity, the march, 4 boys died of the same thing. Some of the girls are falling victim. So you want to listen to us now when we were saying that to clamp down on drug in this country, you don't need a march. The government faltered. The government was only trying to prove a point. The first thing they did was to declare it a national emergency when they weren't prepared. You just don't declare something a national emergency simply because 1 or 2 persons raising concern. And then Mr. President went and took drug tests, and there he declared it a national emergency. You know when and how a country, a government declares national emergency? The president, the government were only sentimental. They had just come to power, trying to prove a point. They didn't even sit properly. The president was still appointing, confused on who to send where. The government had not taken full seat. Pam, drug issue. Because they said that they were going to tackle drugs in Liberia. So they made Mr. President to announce drug and national emergency. After he had done his drug test, then the other people went, they did the drug test. That fake thing, that fun fair stuff. Those government officials who didn't, you did well. You stop the sycophants, president take drug test. Then all of you go there and say drug test. You were taking a thing, will post something in you and say you get drug in you. You drop the sycophants. It's not because president taking drug test, I should go and take drug test. To take drug test means you've been taking it. To test you. The test is intended to know whether it is in your system or not. And to do that, it means there should be a suspicion. Simple. You've not been taking drugs. Then you go take drug test. That's how the people oppose a thing you. They say, oh, they make a drug. They say, no, I'm not been taking drugs. They say, you are not being taking alcohol in. Then you go, you say, oh, you go, they post more alcohol in you. Then they bring your test. You say, no, I can't drink alcohol. Say I'm a boy, not drink alcohol. They say, but yeah, we take it from your system. Because it wasn't in your system. You wanted to prove a point. You wanted to prove a point or show that patronage to the patron. You see where we are now? The government does not know. You too, you jump up. Your own negligence. So let me ask you now, those boss, was it government responsibility to go there? To tell them to stop? In a community, people, you people who were marching, what mechanism you put in place? Before you march, you must have sat down and put a mechanism in place that you will go. You will go to the government and say, this is how we want to. These are our responsibilities. We think that we can do it this way. We can help the government do it this way. We can help the government do it this way. We've come to seek your approval with guardians. But you did it the normal political way to go present petition. How drug issue, you say it has it has taking over the country. Then you go present petition, demand telling the government what the government ought to do to clamp down on it. Does that make any sense? It was not political. So you don't need a petition. You only need to sit with your people. Those of you who are being affected, you have real experience about it. You sit down and draw up a plan. The government may not readily accept your plan or accept everything in your plan, but the government will see reason to accept some. The government will see reason to support an action plan to say, okay, this is what you think you can do from a community perspective. We gave you the approval, we will provide protection. Or we will source some funding to sustain you. This plan is workable. It's purely technical. It's practical. We find it necessary. That's how people do in other countries. But because all of you people are political women, y'all go right long thing your care there, then y'all start dancing, celebrating, calling artists to perform. You see it? Y'all want to make fun of the people whom you consider as victims of taking drugs. 4 boys, they're gone. The country lost 4 young men. So what was the essence of the march now? It was just a showmanship and publicity stunt to get the president's attention. At least the organizers went in his office and they took picture. So it's history now. But what happened? The head of the Independent National Commission on Human Rights. Before him, the deputy boss, the DEA. What did he say? The deputy boss for DEA. The man put it this way. Let me summarize his statement. All that he said, long, simply, this drug thing we're talking about, and people shouting and screaming all over the place, they say they're marching. That thing here, if we can look at it from inside, it will still be the same way we have many marches. In essence, the drugs are being imported. He said government officials are allegedly involved. Before him, Hassan Fadiga, who was the former DEA deputy boss, when the march was about to start, when the publicity was gaining momentum, what did he say? He came out to give his experience that Bo Waterside, Grand Cape Man, and other places, they are the transit points for the smuggling in of drugs. Meaning, the people who man the joint security, that man the various border points, are people who know drug, the danger of it, but they would prefer to go for the business aspect to get money from it, and it's brought into the country. He said that before the march. He was giving a caution that, look, women, not bad, but it's not your march that will minimize it, because you can't eradicate drugs. The head of the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, Councillor Dempster Brown, had something to say about that. Not very loud. Please accept the audio, the sound. Hear what he had to say.
Today, drugs continue all upon the president and will take the issue of drugs. And people that are around today who are even trafficking about some of the issue of drugs. And because of this, the government cannot be so successful until the importation of drugs. If you notice that no security personnel or joint security will tell you that they have ever been arrested any importer of drugs. Only those who sell the drugs are the one that they want to have.
Did you hear him? He said the joint security, all of those people, they will never tell you they have arrested XYZ, but rather the users of the drugs, the end user, that the one that you see the police running, yeah, they run out, then the people who know that and say, yeah, the police raiding, and they drug too much in the country, they are killing our young people there. But the main people, how they can call the people there? The godfather and the godmother then. That's why he's saying they can't go to them. So in essence, he's saying it doesn't make sense. We're saying no to drugs when the people are saying yes to drugs. The people at the various border points, seaports, airports, why you say you marching, you wore black, which is a color of danger. The mean people, the cartel, the syndicate, they say yes to drugs. Why you say no to drugs? They say yes to drugs. Because they have the yes of how it comes in. You have the no of the effect, but you have no control over stopping it. That's what we were telling you, that it was not necessary, but you say, oh, the opposition people, oh, and a Jawi station, and a King's Evan, don't mind the people there. They don't want to tell, and you see it now. The first thing from the very first day the government blunder. Listen, all of us in this country, we have senses. Everybody went to school. We're using our reasoning, the mind, the one that Indian men call intellect. You look at issue, you analyze it. And you say, oh Lord, if it go this way, this is what will happen. It needs to be done this way. Everybody using the mind. And within there is something called experiential knowledge. We say it from experience because we're being here, we see a government after government. No government have been able to clamp down on drugs of different kinds. You're talking about the one that the petty one you're talking about, say the picking and taking it here and there, the girls then. That's true. But they are the other ones, the high one, the ones then that trade in a twinkling of an eye, 50, 500,000, 2, 1 million, 3 million. The one that just petty thing. Then DEA can attach monetary value to it so quick. The Liberia National Drug Enforcement Agency has confiscated a consignment of drugs worth 250,000. How did you arrive at that? How did you arrive? In other countries, we don't see the people just arriving on the spot of the arrest or confiscation. So you are see there now. Let's go back to the man.
But those that importing the drugs in this country are not being tampered.
You hear him? Those that are importing the drugs in this country are not being tampered with. That means they can't go after them. They know, but they can't go because you will be exposing people within the government. You will be exposing people out of the government. They think it is a syndicate. It is an organized, well-coordinated business that involves high profile, iconic names politically. The man said the people who importing the drug, they can go after them.
Those that importing the drugs in this country are not being tampered. I will give you one example.
He said those that are importing the drugs in this country are not being tampered with. Then he goes, I will give you one example. That now, listen to the example. Even though it's not very clear, I beg you, but I think you're getting him.
Those that are importing the drugs in this country are not being tampered. I will give you one example. During CDC administration, $1 million cocaine imported. When the drugs arrive at the airport, usually the procedure is to search the load that coming in. And somebody told the security people that that particular box should have the test for the higher one. But the cocaine was in that box. And so, but notwithstanding, when he stopped that, there was cocaine in that box. The king, the Justice Ministry committed serious error and arrested the wrong people, the crew members. But after I got the information at the airport, the security was informed that that box was high up. I informed the Justice Ministry people, the Solicitor General at the time, that those that they interacted with the wrong people, they should look for those that imported the drug instead of the people that put the shit. They didn't listen to my advice. They are always Solicitor General said, it's not true that the wrong people were arrested. He said they had to see.
They can't go to those people. They know, but they were not.
And so the issue of the drugs is not to be persistently. Drugs are coming from abroad, but the one we are concerned about now has to do with the drugs that in the Monopoly Union countries. Several drugs are imported from several on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Go on side. The LDA is fine, it's best, but it's not easy.
Drugs are reported, the drugs are transported, smuggled. The man said the West African region. Outside continentally, Liberia, do you know? From our intel, you know that Liberia is used as a transit. That normal thing. Now, when you look at the United States government 2024 Human Rights Report, you see some of these things. Transit, Liberia is used. Not that Liberia, the government, availed its territory to be used, but people see the vulnerability of the country. And that normal thing they do all around the world. That's why it is a chain. It is a chain from one person to another, from this place to this place. So you would not know the identity. You would not know the personalities that are involved. They disguise themselves in different ways. They have the money. They know how to change from one end to another, how to get everything going. So when you see like that moving from one point to another, it's what they refer to as transit. Meaning they're not there permanently. They're just there for maybe 30, 35 minutes. So if the man is in something like this, it goes to the next person he's changing because people saw the man in such. So he will change that clothes. If, he will change, or the lady will change, get in different form. That drug is being transported by another person. That person takes it to where he or she is designated to take it. Once that person finishes, disguise himself. Just like that. That's how they move. So Liberia, as vulnerable it is, they both see Liberia as a good transit point. And what happened when the drugs is being transited? The remnants remain. They leave some. That's one of the ways. And then you have the people at the lower level that doing the business. Remember now, know this. This whole thing, we're just looking at it from one perspective. Kush, how they call the other one? You please help me with some of the names. So there where our focus is. That's the diversion. There are other drugs, those high profile, that drugs that you see people, they trading in different areas of big business centers, entertainment centers, and we're only looking at Kush and the other drugs, but there are also different kinds of drugs that they trade. That is around 100,000, just a small stuff, and that 100,000 is being traded for another person 150,000. The one we're talking about, Kush, then a petty thing there, man. $5, $10. So they use that to blindfold. But what happened now? What happened with the march? What happened to they say no to drugs? The people you carry it to. Look at the people. Look at the people that you march to. Do they look like serious people who want to clamp down on drugs? They stay here since the government came. They announced national emergency. From that time, did you see any measures put in place? Did you hear them talking about law enforcing this? And it is because you women, your march on August 7th, that's when they remember that they have drug law. But were they concerned about it? And they were concerned about going after people and putting them in jail. And they were concerned about people say, people do this, people do that. And they were showing all those vindictive acts. They concentrated everything, and the people use them, say, okay, since they're going after people to put them in jail, do other things, let bypass and bring our stuff and do our business. They were not meticulous at all. You have wasted your time. We told you people, as much as drugs not good, nobody wants that. But chief, women, you don't attempt that thing again. You listen to us. We weren't against your intent. You people have a very good intent. But the way you went about doing it, you put the politics into it, and you people were saying, oh, people should not politicize drugs. That expression, you understand it good? When say, oh, don't politicize, you're taking something to politician. When you're taking something to a politician, you're telling the person to speak politically. So that issue now becomes a political issue. When you discussing it this way, discussing it that way, you yourself, you politicizing it. You people didn't listen to us. We were helping you people. The intent was good. But the planning was not just timely. You took it to the wrong people. In fact, they even help you. It is my understanding that they pumped some money into it, and they went there acting like protesters. We saw the police director standing in the crowd with Nelson Fremont and other government officials there. They say, how can the enforcers stand to protesters, marchers, and then you expect people to consider that a serious march? On top of it, the organizers, the women, they had people performing on the stage as if then you say people should not politicize it. Ego, Liberian people. You hear there now the MC. When I call so and so to come and perform for us, when I call them to come and perform, then you won't take in the drug serious. What you portray was not what you say was not what you portray. When people marching, giving the severity of such, giving the impact it is having on the country young demographic, you will see seriousness, no performance, nothing whatsoever. They march with seriousness and they present their document and wait for the government to do something. But you set up stage, you perform here and there, you call the politicians to make political statements. Then you say people should not politicize drugs. You need to sit down and really analyze that statement carefully that you can use, because it has become the cliche of the country now. Everything you hear people, oh, don't politicize it, don't politicize it, as if you understand what politicization is. 4 boys, 4 young Liberians gone. Days after you said no to drugs, Dev said yes to drugs. You wanted the government to go in the community where those boys die. You people, very many of you people that march, the women, the men, you people live in those communities. You saw those boys taking the drugs. You saw them injecting themselves, sniffing. But it was not your responsibility. You people can look at these boys moving in. You can see them taking the drugs, but you will not insert yourself. You will not move with any SWAT move to put a stop to it. The only thing that you hear people saying, I'm saying this because I've seen it many times. Oh, they're doing there, and they're doing there, and they were there, they're just looking like that. Yeah. The government cannot be everywhere at the same time. You march, yes, you march to the government. You presented your petition to the government. The government accepted it. After the petition, you return to your various communities. They remain in their offices. Who has more the burden? You in the various communities. You seeing all those boys and girls, the ghettos and everything. You seeing it, but you will not. You will not move. But you want to be shouting. They're carrying there, they're just spelling out there. The government, they got to do something about it. You are the government. I am the government. That's why we sit here. We play our part. The government, yes, us. Our part is advocacy. So when we see ghetto in our area, where I live, they attempted carrying there. They attempted carrying there. They were doing all kind of things. What happened? The guys rose up. They found another place. They ran behind them and they dealt with them real good. Today, I don't know how many years. That's what you do. Don't be afraid. But somebody has said, oh, when we call the police, and by the time the police go, they will come and attack us. Then why did you march? Oh, you were happy to wear black, getting beautiful sneakers, showcase, then the camera on you, so they'll see you on TV. Listen, you depend on government. It will now work. Your children, your boys, your girls will continue to go. Yeah. It will continue to go. You don't depend on the government. You use your creativity, your bravery, your readiness. There are communities in this country, in this city. They can try it. When the community rise up, They can't resist. They will go. They will stop it. But you read that you seeing the thing. Some of you women, you are saying that you're smoking shisha. The guys and the ladies on the other side, they're taking in their stuff. Some of you, very many of you that were marching. When you're finished, and you went to your shisha thing, you went to other things and taking it in. How these children can start getting brave. And they can see the man, they see the power in the mind in short skirt, practically half naked, taking in her stuff. And how you can start small, because young people, they learn by imitation. What they see the people doing, gradually they are getting. That magnet is drawing them gradually. When they start getting involved with laughter, trying to do one or two things, and the mind for it to stop, the mind too enjoying it. Gradually. Honestly, some of you women and men that march almost 2 weeks ago, you indoctrinated your boys, your girls into drug taking. Let's be honest, man. You're a mate. Lepo join 8-7 on the floor. Who has not? And very many of you men and women, you'll be guilty. You're saying now, you're smoking. Your boys, your girls seeing it. You're drinking. You know what you're doing? Some of you, you're indoctrinated your own boys and girls into it. When it is against you now, you're feeling the effect bad way. Then you say, Johnny dropping in the country, and Johnny in that march. We're going to march. Yeah, I will be in that march. You want your mind, and your wool black. Your wool black. You know, see what coming from black? These women, let me tell you, listen, when we're talking yourself, we're against you, we're not against you. Listen, those women are organizing every Thursday they can wear black. I know the reasons why they can wear black. Why they did not go for any other color? Because that the day they can wear black, so what they want, what they always hear, that what they told you to do. And because many of you so mumu, you're joining it too. Because they wanted to accomplish their aims and they were successful. They use you. Now you're going back. They're not, those 4 boys, they're not related to any one of those organizers that were on that stage. That you, the mother, you see how you people are standing over your children crying? Those women are enjoying themselves. They only wanted attention. And they got the attention, they use you. When we're telling you, you stay. I can sit here. All of us, we can sit on this radio station. We design an idea against this drug thing and it will work. We don't have to go to government and hold placard. No, it is your creativity. It is how pragmatic you are in communities around. There are several communities, the people begin out there, they raided them. Some of them, they counsel them. People talk to them. People get them food. People took them into their homes. They counsel them. Today, they are not in drugs taking. You have to make interventions. Ask yourself, what intervention have I made? How have I taken one person out of this drug taking? It is not the march. It is what you can do by your resources and your ability. There are women in this town, men. They counsel boys, girls. They persuaded them to leave it. It didn't work the first day, the second day, but they were consistent at it. They weren't related to the boys, girls. They did not bring them to earth, but they saw them as human beings, as precious jewels, young people. And they put in. When you see the man giving the boy money and say, oh, go find food to eat. Yeah, he's not doing it because he want to prove that he get money, but he wants that boy to leave that thing. Say, oh, okay, saying you say you want this, I'll do this for you. And that's how most of these boys, girls, they left that thing today. Some of them are good boys and girls. They can tell their story. Some women in this town, they sacrifice because they have boys, they have girls. They're not taking drugs, but they see those boys, girls that are doing it as their own children. And the woman would sacrifice, she would devote time to be taking care of them small, until gradually they leave it. Even though some won't at all, but some will. That's what they call intervention. That's what you marshal should have sat down and discussed. How do we make intervention? We want the government. Does it make sense that we're going and petition the government? As much as we want to petition the government, what do we do? Can we develop an intervention mechanism? How do we insert ourselves into the situation to help? But everybody, they're just killing our children. They're just killing our children. And we said no to drug. We said no to drug. You have to make intervention. You have to move. You have to save a generation. You know how many generations gone those 4 boys? What intervention? In other countries, communities, people make intervention. Like what I explained to you about some women, some men that sacrifice, they took the risks. Some of their friends will tell them, man, don't allow that bottle come around you. You know that bottle drug taker, you will steal your thing or 2 days old. The man took the risks. The woman took the risks. Stealing her thing. Telling people telling her they will steal your thing. It was not important. But rather the woman and man look at that boy as a future leader. Today, there are several boys and girls who came out of drugs. They are good today. They go back to tell that woman, that man, thank you for what you did for me. Some of these people, they get into drug taking, not necessarily that they plan to do it, but they were influenced, the pressure of the culture. And with that, it is easy to bring them out of it. But because our society is so don't care, we just accustomed to blasting and saying things loudly, not want to make any intervention whatsoever sacrificially. So you have these boys falling victim to those things. Look at the people that Snow went to at Center Street Graveyard. You know how many times how many months, yes, those boys been there. And the legislature being existing, and they've been there for years, they've been hearing all of these things. But because this whole thing about August 7, and then it took on regional concern, so now he said he's taking a man to Center Street Depot to talk to the children to leave drugs. So all those times they stay in that legislature. All those times Senator Snow stay there and other people. They know that these guys, these people are living over there taking drugs, dying on a daily basis because they wanted some kind of international community attention. That, when you say politicized, that was it. It went there. We echo people. They call the children there and say they're talking to them to lead drugs. When last they ever made intervention before that day? Me I lying to you. Let me tell you, our community is safe. They attempted. We put a mechanism in place. Our intervention work. You don't see it. You don't see them. Those who were involved today, they've been rehabilitated. You have to show concern. The little resources that you have put in there, it will not work the first day, it will not work the second day, it will not work the third day. But with time, it will work. Because it goes with several factors. It is just like counseling or evangelism. You meet a person, you're evangelizing to the person. The person will not accept the gospel the same time you told him or her. The next day you come, the person gave you cheek. The other day, the person gave you another cheek again. But your consistency with the resources that you have and other things that will be required of you by the person, gradually the person will give in. And the most significant thing is for a person to give you his or her attention. Once you can get the person's attention, you can capture the person and take him or her off that stuff. All right, that's it. So before we get to you, the anthem, I told you to get this song. This is mine. If you don't get yours yet, well, that's it. This break. Before then, your comments. Let's see. Josephus Manet said something. Josephus Manning said, just today again, another guy passed out. Okay, Josephus, you want to give me the community, the place? Yeah. Amen. Yeah, easy. Elston, we said, Unity Party didn't have, come on, man. How will you say that? Okay. You can say that. No, I said black that Satan color. Everything about Satan are black. Evil means black. Black is evil. Everything about God is white. In the Bible, he said purity. Hey, Gregory. Be wearing black every day. Wear black from Monday to Friday. True, I just be wearing black. You will know what will happen to you. Black is not a good color. Black is the color of the devil. But from human perspective, it is seen. So we wear it from that perspective, but we don't wear it all of the time. Some people 24/7 they in black. Just how some people they love white. Throughout they in white. Yeah. I'm only saying, Gregor, that it means white is God's color. White is purity. If you go in the Bible, you just ask for it. You will see the Bible will give you more than 100 verses on white purity associating with God. Look for black. You will see nothing in the black associated with God. Black is the devil's color. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the line. Yeah, Philip Nangwe said corruption is a norm in this regime. Fatu Connect say we are getting there by the grace of God. And you people are intellectualizing amongst yourselves, so it's not for me to read that. Okay, that's good. Let's keep it all. So let's get to the line on 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 4497. The women's line 0777980375. Good afternoon.
Yes, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
The thing talking about the trust, not finished. Because when you post it, I'm on my way to Douala. The retos in the corner, you can go to community. And another fellow lying down there for that job.
Oh?
So they think the women are saying the women are march against drugs, they're selling drugs. So what the else on marching? That whole march was useless. When I even use so to the Liberian people.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Abba.
Yeah. Have a nice Thursday. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't at all. So what happened? Josephus just told me that a guy passed off today. Hello.
Good afternoon,
Yes, good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity of putting on your platform. This is Darwin. Abraham Video. And I'm following a studio proposition. I'm following a studio proposition for my second on the Southwest here. Hello, sir.
Yeah, we're listening to you.
Okay, thank you. If we didn't know where to start the last time, that went to go to that, but I don't do the first thing. I want to appreciate them for the further the ways they well at their film. It is a divided for a film. Because when you see people who wear Christ, people who go to services, right? They are already Christ. And people who are society people, when you see the very society area, when they go to the society area, they is Christ, right? Look, this God issue, and that's that I will tell my brother. There are a lot of people in the government that
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Edmoka, the visually impaired, keeping biography to the fire to deliver. You know, the guy that just left the lamb before I came in, he said they knew to see. I said, say, we knew to see. Because he's a rescue giant, you know. But he was the person that is not speaking up because you know even the marginalization that the government is carrying against them, he is highly affected. So that's why they are not speaking. And kudos to you for that. You know, there are other people, you know, they trust issue, my brother. I have always said that we were not doing the way they did it the last time. But we want to remind them of what they did because it was one of their major campaign messages that they brought to the Liberian people. Hurt them. You know, they want to talk about something and they don't happen at GSK or KK rather.
When that happened, Edmond?
Oh, the last night, around or GSK roll. Last night, KK rather, you say you want to try it. After he died, they took him, they came to the hospital and they asked him to pay 20,000 and they didn't have the money to pay to check the body to confirm and then they brought the body back and they have a bury. So that is how it is. This new one that has come is scary. And followed by dangerous. And then you have the higher up, you don't do anything about it. You say you fighting drug. Why you not dealing with drugs and bringing it in the country? Okay, the latest quitter that will hurt all around here. They pay all of the drugs. They get a value for each of those places that they will display. Where is she? Some say she left the country. Some say she stayed here. Where are we getting? So it is a serious issue. Kudos to you guys that are reflecting the issue so that the international community and all who believe in Liberian will be able to take a stand so that this thing will be able to be minimized. Though we're going to eradicate it, but it can be minimized in the country. You know, and to quickly conclude with this great issue, yeah, you know, the signals are there. Because there is no way you open book of condolence and then you are not getting up funeral activities when it will start and when it will end. And the thing about that, everything I want to keep it a secret. When you're boss now, when we start holding it all over now, that's the time that they can come up to start talking and doing all kinds of people. It is clear, it will not come to Liberia, and whatever it is, as I said the last time, we hope our mom will let us know what happened or what she heard or what her husband told her before departing so that we will not continue to speculate. Thank you.
Thank you too for coming on. Edmond Carr, have a nice day. Hello. Yeah. You went off, madam. You still on?
Yeah, Beatrice calling from PhD.
Let's hear you.
Same the thing you're talking about it just today. Can you imagine same? A few days or labor always coming to my place. We come there. Sometimes you clean up my place. We sweep. You will take myself. So you know, I'm seeing to be that before for me. I got boys. I got 3 able boys. Only one better and my 4 children. But you know, sometimes because I love the boys sharing. So each time I can really see to be or just added. So you know, I always encourage me and encourage you. Sometimes when I talk to you.
Beatrice? Hello?
Every time you see that boy, when you see taking a bet, you will go to the sea. But every time you see neat and clean. So you know, I bring Rami. Every time you to my place when folks say, I get food. So you know, I'm just trying to say like what you were saying here, but sometimes you just look at the person and say, oh, just go away from me. But sometimes they need courage. They need people to talk to them. So you say, my Oma, sometimes encourage you to go to church. And you understand? So I think that the best thing to get rid of this just by talking to those children, they always going to those ghettos, seeing them on the street as everybody they see.
Don't just see them and start paper to pure just at it. And as I say to you, now my PhD, here or there to Kingston, they say 3 ballots lying down there.
Now,
police people all around.
Now,
yes. Now,
why?
They say to Kingston, they say police people, they got police people, they got immigration, all those joint security, all of them. They surrounding the bush on that side. They say the 3 ballots and one was on censorship. Yeah.
What they suspect or you people suspect they die of? Why you suspect they die of?
That they see spark and die. Right now on the road, in my community on the river here, everybody opposite the park are selling my market. For another bossing, you see the boss park. Small boy is parked in front of my market. He just standing off. So I think he said he wanted something. But when I saw him going down the way, they can be going down there. I just saw him going down. They have to they fishing rope. They want the rope that he's sewing. Then when I saw him, I see him going down there. He get out again. So I said, you labor, what happened? The other way he started going. Yeah.
Yeah, terrible. All right.
Yeah, very much. And none of the community. So people go area there. So they said 3 ballots for lying up. They see so like you say, getting on the street, people get on the street to say, oh, they going, getting rid of just another problem.
All right.
We'll see on our one day. It will not solve our problem. We need to go out, to talk to the children. All right, Sam, thank you for having me.
Hello. Hello?
How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Andrew, how are you?
I'm fine. Let's hear you. What is your name?
Sam, thank you for the good work that you are doing. Anyway, my name is Eddie Caleb, man. I'm calling for Kunka Town. You know, saying that drug issue, the government trying to make fun out of us. When they were in opposition, they were criticizing all these things. So then here we are. They said you tell the Canada to eat a fish. Tell the fish not to smell. Those are importing the drug are picking it. They're not going after them. Those are in the ghetto, you're going after those are in the ghetto. Are you serious? Are you serious the first drug thing? So all I hear we got jail for me, I'm speaking to you. I got 3 boys hearing. That drug issue is a thing that not worrying we the parents for now. And the government are taking short steps to fight drugs. They're going after the poor in the ghettos. They are making for Andrew. Those people are picking up, are they not seeing it to go after them? All the people that know when they were in opposition, when they can't, they will not be taught in this country. So therefore, liberation of ghettos, you're seeing it everywhere. There's one to set up this government, say Andrew.
All right, AB Khaled, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother, for putting me the time, man.
Hello.
Hey, my brother, Sam Andrew from the Southeast, as a doctor.
Yeah, let's hear you, Dr. Mansisi.
Thank you. Let me say thank you for the show. You're doing well for the Liberian people. Look, nobody can pay you to do anything, to do your own account early in the morning. They do research. When I made you that day, when I eat it, I mean, you're doing well for us. And the country, man, Liberia. That's what you're doing it for. Look, when your friend cry, same as you join your friend to cry, don't laugh at them. When we are empowered justice, that we're not small thing on we are back. We are picking drugs, so in knocking the children and then putting the drugs in the mouth, Waka was carrying all over the place for campaigning. Today, Waka has come. They say they bring me one, they call it Waka Spark and Run. Now they call it one coming okay in the picture right now.
You say call that again?
I said they call it Waka Spark and Run.
Waka Spark and Run.
Yeah, and run. I carrying that so Waka Spark and Run. I can't the picture so all over the place. Our children will die and my son. It's not easy. No one was saying nothing what is sorting us. You can't take all our government will bring party for that who say this thing. Say for God's sake. They can't do that. They put them worry why you coming, I entering. We pay our people, but yet they say they place open vulnerable people entering with drugs. They say we are worried, the government worried. But you want care that I said that we are.
So what happened today to the government now? It's what going on now. When your friends and when you're not there, don't see it easy, not easy. When they quote you on your shoulder, you can try when you go to bed, you can't sleep at night. You thinking how you tell the country, how you tell the people in the morning. If you're unsure and who to take care of them, then the whole country on your head, on your shoulder, you worry how you will go and get food for them. But then instead of saying, oh, but we have to pay when we come, we'll do that, when we'll do today, it can be, it can come back.
Dr. Masisi,
yeah.
One of the followers from America, he laughing, Philip Nagre, with your Boaga Spag and Run.
Boaga Spag and They're going to Boaga, he's going to be here, and banana. And one of more brothers said, I'm going to put that brother, they show back. What that's fine and wrong. They won't bring it.
All right, Dr. Masisi.
But it's not easy when your friend tries to start crying. Don't play part of your friend today. You see the outside there. But the UN about it. It's good damage.
All right, Dr. Masisi.
Everything is closed down. Freedom of expression and down. The everything. You working with government when you saw, they put you down. So they will feel it. We are going for jobs. If my child said good, I'm going to give him a job.
All right, Masisi. Thank you.
So, walk as far everywhere you bring.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Hello,
yeah.
My name is Prince.
Prince what?
Prince Douglas. Come on, I'll be here top. Let's say thank you for the total discussion, Andrew. Just what Masisi was just saying, even if you don't have it on the street, every night and day you see children standing with their trousers down, some of them still on the main road sleeping. Last thing happened to me, I nearly hit one person while coming from on campus with my motorbike. The ball right at the gate. I saw a papa at the gate, he just dropped down on the road. I was unfortunately able to take him and let him start the road and kill him last night. So, Mr. Thank you for the show. I'll leave you class and doing well for the last great people. May God bless you. Thank you very much.
Amen. Hello.
Yeah, I do, Mr. Andrew.
You're fine.
I'm patient to recording for people market.
Just your patience.
Mr. Andrew, to the issue of the jobs business. They will not finish you. So long the president so involved, they will not finish Mr. Andrew. Mr. Andrew, when they are lying, they usually party for the one they're lying on we are on the street, say your microphone and interviews on it. They can't lower or let's go on the street. They will tell you, say, I start smoking. Take chat to the time. When they say, I've been smoking the thing for 12 years. The last time somebody was on forever. The message smoke just for 12 years. So that 12 years, we are only message about. Take your microphone, Mr. Andrew. Go in the market or where they get a job. Ask a brother, when you start smoking today, the day say, and I make 15 years in the thing, and I make 16 years. But the way we make 6 years, they will bring a job, Mr. Andrew. Before you start the job, see what the president saw. Mr. Andrew, you can lead back on Sunday for the job. It will not work.
All right, patience.
There's so steady there. It won't set it off. If you was in here when I'm feeling Mr. Andrew, we got talking so.
All right. Salient points. Thank you so much for spicing. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I come from Honor the Street Light in Pacon Civil. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, Mr. Sam Andrew is quite unfortunate that at this time in rescue government, we are still discussing about a rapid increase in the drugs. And you can remember, Mr. Sam Andrew, when you were at Voice of Liberia, there's a recording that you really used to play on Luther Tappe, Reverend Luther Tappe.
Yeah, I've been looking for that. I've not gotten it yet, but I sure I will get it.
They are going to chase drugs out of Liberia. You know, this guy at that time he just took power. The top governance was just a template. And see the reality now. They lied to the Liberian people yesterday, make the Liberian people to believe that it was Biya and his government that were importing drugs into the country. Today, the reality has set in. Every community that you move in, you will see the children, the young boys at the age of 16, 17, staying, sleeping. What kind of drug these guys are importing in this particular country that is making our brothers and sisters to sleep while they are standing? And some of them have cloth on their feet. You see where and they come to. That's why these guys lying yesterday, and the lying are catch up with them. So all we can say, you have your children. We just have to be able to pray to the Almighty God for our family and the entire country. But just like you must work and punish a government, they lack the mental capacity to fight the drug.
All right,
so
sir.
I saw the people marching. Marching cannot solve it. We need a leadership. We need a pragmatic, innovative leadership.
Right.
That's the only way that the drug can be eradicated or minimized in our society. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you too for spicing up. Very good one. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
My name is Rose Dotto. I'm calling from Front Street. Uncle Sam, my city made mistake on the name. The name is Joseph Baga Spark and Die. You're not wrong.
But that your own, that your own. You adding. You know, my city, Boaga Spark and run. So run at the same as Die. You go when run and they can run and fall down. Yeah, when they fall down, they can wake up. So that the same thing.
We really don't know the immigration man that they kill. I mean the DA man that they killed a few times. You know, stories like a car from always. They said because he caught one big drug taker, big drug seller, and that drug seller was in jail. They released the drug seller. Yeah, the drug seller, the one that could not today that may only need a crime. We were in a community and when we hear the kind of thing, we are afraid to go to the very police to say you can't. So ghetto so. So I don't know what we're doing.
But
just
why
trying to go.
Yeah, Rosso, why you can be afraid to go to the police or call the police?
We scared before they settle up. Especially the kind of police there. They see people then that will say, yeah, that lady there, she the one they that. And you know what I'm saying? So we scared. The kind of news say we can be hearing. Are you a trust police? When police are looking for somebody to be a case.
So, Rosie, you saying that the people in your community, they get ghetto there, but you people not in favor of it, but you're afraid when you call the police, the same police people will tell the people that they are the person call us. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And my brother, I am not far from West Point. Just last week, 2 bandits were on West Point Beach. The friends then took it, tried to go bury it. They just went through it somewhere and the water brought it back. And you know what I'm saying? We feeding the thing here, the children are dying. They are dying. They have not coming from nowhere. Somebody got to do something. Somebody, one of me that speaking to you, I pay school fee, going fee. I got my 2 great boys then into this thing here. I pay school fee, going fee. I talk to them, they won't listen. I get business money to them to keep them. They go, they do what they want to do with it. So I'm eating too. But what will I do? I lift my hands up to God. This government here, we don't know where they came from. With a bunch of lies. John, we have time my 2 boys they were not into this thing here. One in the 12th grade, the other one in the 7th grade. They was not into it. God bear me witness. Where it come from the street. Where everything they lie on there, our president yet that was trying to put this country here in the red path. Where they just reacted to them that is suffering even us. They're not thinking about us. Where there is media debt to them so much. The media can satisfy everybody. Everybody will not work in government, but he tried. If even you are UP male, you are Sanakumi male. So we are not going around picking and choosing.
All right, Rose.
He went to there and say he get even the poor say I go sweep the bridge every month. You will get $50.
All right, Rose.
All I want to take it. Yeah, what's it now?
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear.
Hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Abraham. Thank you for the show.
Abraham what?
Abraham.
Let's hear you, Abraham.
Yeah, thank you for the show. The issue about it, we should follow together. If not so, the country will be destroyed by drugs. So the way we did it, the doing that we have for all the forgiveness they have, but we can't have to forgive them when it comes to the drug issue. So we all are joining together to fight it because it is not one person coming, but it made it appear as if the thing was we have problems. So now they see the reality now, and people are fighting. But we are trying our best. But while you guys see drugs being brain on camera, maybe that was somebody now hurting them because that drugs are being brain. They were hurting them. They wanted to bring in. They were always. So they married that people and they brought people.
All right, Chief.
So and the next thing I want to go on is they conspiracy theory that they put broad is white supremacy. They say black is associated with the devil. That's not true. It's a lie. It's a blatant lie. It's a conspiracy theory. It's a white supremacy theory.
Thank you, sir.
Black is not associated with devil.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Uncle Sam,
Yes.
how you doing, bro?
Fine. And you?
I give God the glory. Yeah, they trust whenever people talking that one.
What is your name?
My name is Maudi Tari. They trust whenever the people talking. It means people are afraid because somehow our grandchildren then get coming up. Yeah. What did I thinking on what they on the day because it happens to mirror it more happen. The children they follow all kinds of things. So I don't know what the government saying, but if I put your talk to the government, then they drop the drug. Yeah, they drop the drug because people can't come to me. Okay, before nothing, and 20 something read that nobody will get charged in Liberia. Yeah. All I got to say, worry so.
All right, Mama. Don't worry. Solution is inside. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you, Sam. Good afternoon. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Keo. I call Israel Electoral District number 11. So, Sam, I listen to the different analysis. Thank you. Always for such an opportunity. So, Sam, in fact, let me re-echo my deepest sympathy to the bereaved family of the late Minister of State. In fact, Sam, he served 3 presidents. He served former President Salif, he served former President Weah, and now President Bouagat. So he served his country well. And let me say, may the Almighty Allah grant the family, relatives, and friends, a sort of mind that they will remember him in paradise, continue to pray on his behalf. That's what we can do in Islam. So to the issue of the judge, Sam, it worries me a whole lot when I listen to people not even want to proffer solutions. Sam, the government and the president have brought a lot of reform. In fact, the president is now asking the national legislature to do some amendment in the drug law to ensure that wherever you have your property that you know as a landlord and somebody is selling judge's house and the government or the DA notice that judge is sold in the house and they arrest that property will be confiscated and government will sell that property and use it for the judge or other security apparatus. It's not something that you can first judge. Several reforms that have been made by the president, several reforms by the government. In fact, even those that were protesting their own time, the president met the leadership and asked them, what can we do?
Okay.
And they made suggestions, right?
Thank you.
This thing, let me end. I know you get other people time, but let me end on this note, please.
Yeah,
so,
just be snappy. I'm already into closing time.
Quickly. So we have to fight the MCC, the other guys who put on the show. Same, it affect you, it affect me, it affect everybody. Let's take the politics out of it. We're trying to work to see how best we can take this in for our society because it's affecting everybody one way or the other.
All right, Hussein. All right. Thank you, sir. Hello. Yeah. Let's hear you.
Yes. I was saying the other day, we don't mean that. I said, people who study jobs that people will put away. Government can put us to government. What you count out of it? You ever get our need to pay out for our children? But nothing will not get there. But God stuck in it. The deputy stuck in it. The secretary stuck in it. That who the drop it, you know, there.
All right.
You study all the sleepy, you die.
All right, my busy. All right, mama. Okay, thank you. My busy. She get your hit on she leave me. Let's take this one as the last. Then we are out 28 minutes after 5 o'clock. We should be out before this time. Hello.
Yeah, thank you for being a live caller. Lawson is my name. And I stop in Monterrey County. Very appreciate you for your energy this evening on national issue, especially the one that has to do with drugs. Look, this is a national call for everybody, including that our children, their speech are at risk. That's why I want to call and police out and only call it to want a President Baka alone. British Park and die. This Park and die does not even belong to Baka alone. You know, it's alone. It belongs to everybody. My brother, you need to pray. But if when the police out, then I think it will both do every one of us. Okay? So
all right,
don't just think that because Baka is the power today, then everything should be Baka. Just should be Baka.
But yesterday everything was President. We are when you president, once you the head, everything will go on you. You like it or not? Yesterday you people were saying we are. You did not say there's not everything the president said. Well, or you want to be honest, Chief. Be honest. You said it yesterday. Did you not?
Yeah, I come to the point.
You said it yesterday. Did you not?
Yes, yesterday there were $100 million drug case where yes, the people were happening there and was set free. All right, am I lying?
You said the thing. You said the thing yesterday. It is the normal everything. President. The way you can get us when we say something, then you get overly vexed. Just be honest. That yesterday, we criticized the president. We see the same thing happening today. We must criticize Barker. It doesn't say you're not the United Party partisan. It doesn't say the other people will go against you. But many of you present yourself as irrational people, and the people just see you as irrational, meaning they can respect you. I can be a partisan of Unity Party, and we criticize Barker, we criticize we are in the past, and we see the things that we criticize we are of happening. We will honestly admit that, look, this is the same thing we criticize we are of. The people will still respect me as partisan. They will know that I'm honest. That's not how you play the devil's advocate. That's the wrong way of playing the devil's advocate. It just shows how sycophantic and dull you people are. You don't do that in life. Admit. Some of your Unity Party BB people, they can admit. And the man, the other guy, that my friend, I can't call his name. When it started at the legislature, the removal of the speaker, the man honestly told the people in a gathering that it was wrong. And what did the man say? That's not how you remove. As much as people did it in the past, Boaka can do it. And what did the man say? The man went further to say, the Fonati Kofa here. I can be ungrateful to Fonati Kofa. The man said the education I have, the master degree that I have today, that are working in Boaka government, at least I earning something for my family, that Fonati Kofa sent me to school. Some Unity Party people will admit, but they stay with Unity Party, they stay in the party. The people hear them, and they will look at them and say, oh yeah, my man, I heard you on the air, you are being honest. But you backplay them, petty people then. You're more Unity Party than Boaka. You're sitting down there, the people, I see you, man. So let me go home this way. We're already into time. The pastors, I saw some of the pastors in the march too. That was good. They increased the awareness, but they too have the masses before them. Some of the pastors, the pastor wives, male pastors, they are victims. So it is a good opportunity to make maximum use of your pulpit. Talk more about this. Deliver sermons on it. Moreover, you can develop a mechanism by which you can do a rehabilitation intervention. Some of you have large churches. Some of you are very persuasive. God gave gifts to everybody on how they can make interventions. You want to take advantage of that. The church can be of great help. The church responsibility is not only to preach and people say, amen, hallelujah. Church was okay today. We enjoyed the sermon. We pastor really preach. No, the church is beyond that. The church has too many options available to it by which it can make societal intervention or intervention in society. This is a serious issue, a menace. The church can insert itself. The church has so many options available to it. So just thought to close this way. Thank you ever so much for being with us. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. The news is on at 6 o'clock. Please join us for King's Newsroom at 6. And then after that, you know exactly what it is at 8 o'clock. Face the issues with the owner teacher of the land and Anthony at law. He'll be weird. You don't want to miss it. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.